On this special edition of Lexington Now, highlights of Mayor Gorton's State of the City County Address. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of February 2nd, 2026. Mayor Gorton gave the annual State of the City County Address this past week. We're bringing you some of the highlights today. We begin with a look at the economy.
Today, we're turning a page in our community's weighty history book. 2025, a year in which we marked our 250th anniversary, is behind us. 2026, number 251, of course, has begun. Our historic 250 Lex celebration was a year-long affair dedicated to what makes Lexington great, and thousands of people joined in with events in every corner of our community. With the dawn of 251, it's time to redouble our focus on the future. We know the future really is now, and we know that progress doesn't just happen. So we continuously lay the groundwork for it. As I talk today about the changes we've made over the past year, I want you to know that we are again ready to launch some exciting new initiatives. This starts with a discussion of our economy and the investments for future success we are making in it. First, where do things stand? Well, the good news continues. Our economy remains very strong. Over the past year, we set a record for the highest employment in our history. Currently, there are 171,656 people employed in Fayette County, the highest ever. While our cost of living remains relatively low, per capita income and median household income continue to climb. To make sure those numbers continue to grow, economic development remains a top priority for me. As I start my 8th year as mayor, it continues to be something I work on every single day to secure a bright future for our children and their children. For example, we have invested in 2 new industrial parks, the Legacy Business Park and the new public regional industrial park in Berea, also involving Madison and Scott counties, along with Lexington Fayette County. Construction on Legacy Business Park, the city's newest light industrial park, began last June and will be completed later this year. We got the deed to the property in 2022 and broke ground in 2025, a quick turnaround. We are investing $22.6 million in infrastructure to make this 200-acre park on Georgetown Road shovel-ready for businesses. Our upfront costs are fully funded. This park will open debt-free. This park will include 19 lots totaling 147 acres for development. We estimate Legacy will be home to nearly 1,700 jobs with an annual estimated payroll of $100 million. This is awesome progress. In addition, I recently helped initiate and join the City of Berea and Madison and Scott County fiscal courts to create the Central Kentucky Business Park Authority, which has purchased and will manage Central Kentucky's first public regional business park. It's a goal we have been actively working toward for several years. I have been building strong partnerships with Bluegrass leaders so that we could begin working together on regional economic development. Now, along with our friends in Madison and Scott counties, whom I began meeting with my first year as mayor, we are doing it. Based in Berea, this economic development project, a 300-acre industrial park, will provide good jobs and tax revenue that will allow governments in Berea and in all three of our counties to make improvements. Site planning is actively underway. And again, because of the relationships we have built, I am hopeful that the future will bring more regional projects. The future really is now.
Mayor Gorton continued with a related topic, jobs.
In economic development, we work to grow and attract all kinds of jobs to meet the needs of residents at various skill levels. That is also the focus of our city's workforce development program, which helps some residents find a first job through classes in essential employment skills and prepares others for a better job through more advanced training. All of our training keeps in mind the needs of our local employers. In fact, our employers visit our new Davis Park Workforce Center and meet with prospective employees. The center served over 400 people in 2025, its first year of operation. 8 Work Lexington partners provide job training for the city. Between July 2024 and June 2025, these partners trained, then helped over 1,600 people find employment. Finally, our Second Chance Academy offers job training inside our jail to inmates whose sentences are coming to an end. In 2025, 71 inmates completed this training.
After this, we'll continue our look at the city count. Welcome back to Lexington Now. Public safety took center stage in the next portion of the mayor's speech.
Our police department, fire department, community corrections, E911, and emergency management. In recent years, investments we have made in technology have transformed several of these divisions. Violent crime is trending down in our community, in part because of technology-intensive, precision-based, intelligence-led policing. Acting as a police force multiplier, technology boosts efficiency, allows for expanded data analysis, and improves officer safety. Our real-time intelligence center has had a significant impact on solving crime, with additional specialists hired this year to expand operating hours. The overall numbers tell the story. Between 2024 and 2025, violent crime has dropped 10.8%. So last year, we also expanded evidence testing through the National Integrated Ballistic Information Network, which compares ballistic evidence gathered across the country to generate investigative leads in violent crimes involving firearms. That, coupled with our local investment to expand DNA testing, led to the closure of a 27-year-old cold case this year, the murder of Linda Rutledge, at last providing closure for her family. This future is now. Technology changes are bringing faster response times to the fire department. A new alerting system installed last year, a $1 million investment, allows for better integration with E911. It also features electronic dispatch, freeing dispatchers from verbally dispatching every single run and speeding up the all-important dispatch times. The system has built-in backup, an important layer of protection for the public. Increased public protection is also the goal of a new program the fire department launched last June with the Kentucky Blood Center. It's already saving lives. Lexington ambulances now have access to whole blood to perform transfusions at the scene, involving improving patient survival rates. Our firefighters have already administered whole blood over 20 times. And as a registered nurse, I certainly understand how this is an enormous step forward. This blood transfusion program sets our firefighters apart. Only 1% to 2% of emergency medical services nationwide perform such transfusions. Another step forward, our community paramedicine team expanded in 2025 with the addition of a crisis response team, building on an already unique multidisciplinary approach that includes firefighters, paramedics, law enforcement, social workers, and counselors. This expansion further positions our city at the forefront of community paramedicine and mobile integrated health. E911 technology is vital to public safety. In 2025, we upgraded that technology to allow transmission of texts, photos, videos, and other location data. The change improves emergency response, making it faster and more effective. The Division of Emergency Management also upgraded its technology, including the mass notification system that is the backbone of Lex Alerts, Lexington's free emergency and public notification system. The new systems provide multi-language capabilities. In addition, they represent a savings of over $100,000 a year. Finally, in public safety, our Division of Community Corrections has made significant progress in how our community cares for individuals with severe behavioral health needs in our detention center. Lexington established a dedicated behavioral health unit. This unit is designed for rehabilitation and re-entry, serving some of the most at-risk individuals in our system and preparing them to return to community healthier, safer, and more stable. Every corrections recruit now completes crisis intervention training prior to graduation, ensuring officers can recognize mental health crisis early. Officers assigned to the behavioral health unit receive advanced mental health training. This level of preparation is uncommon in corrections nationally and earned our corrections officers recognition from local mental health advocates.
Here are some final highlights of the mayor's State of the City County address.
Another part of our government, Parks and Recreation, plays an essential role in youth development through all kinds of sports programs, outdoor play, arts and culture activities, and much, much more. In many ways, 2025 was a banner year for our parks. Thanks to Federal American Rescue Act funding and local dollars, we were able to invest over $29 million in significant parks projects all over town. In addition, we upgraded many of our playgrounds, our equipment, our trails, our sports courts, and much, much more. The bigger projects we completed include the opening of Cardinal Run North, the first large regional park our community has opened in 25 years. The opening of Kelly's Landing, providing Lexington's first public access to the river. the reopening of Douglas Aquatic Center with a new pool and pool house, and the reinvention of Phoenix Park downtown, which opened this fall to rave reviews. Now, affordable housing is an essential investment in the future of many of our families and our community. We currently have 231 units under construction. Most will provide needed units for seniors this time, ages 55 and over. Once these units are complete, our growing portfolio will total 3,826 units, either preserved or constructed, and we hope to top 4,000 units by the end of this year. Including a $5 million investment last year, we have invested $60 million in public money to leverage a $490 million investment by the private sector since this affordable housing program started in 2014. We have made solid progress in affordable housing. Building affordable housing is one of many ways we work to reduce the number of people in our community who are experiencing homelessness. In 2025, we again offered a winter shelter service to meet seasonal needs. We increased outreach downtown to quickly respond to concerns and to engage individuals in need of assistance. I formed the Mayor's Task Force on Homelessness, which is focused on identifying strategies, resources, and solutions to better serve Lexington's homeless population. Since 2020, we have spent $50 million to address homelessness. Even so, like many other cities across our nation, we saw an increase in the number of unhoused people in Lexington last year. I have asked this new task force to examine best practices in other cities, looking for new creative approaches. Finally, today, I want to talk about investments we make to maintain our hometown. I'm talking about the basic building blocks of our community. You all know it: roads, traffic signals, snow removal, sewers, sidewalks, recycling, trails, and much, much more. Here are a few highlights from 2025. We closed gaps in sidewalks on Squires Road and Wilson Downing, added to Brighton Trail by connecting Liberty Park, upgraded the area around Gatton Park, the privately funded Destination Park that opened this year downtown with drainage improvements, a tunnel for access, and landscaping. We performed basic road maintenance, pruning trees, cutting back brush, and fixing potholes. 8,979 of them. Invested an additional $2 million in snow removal equipment and contracts, started a successful education campaign to improve the way we recycle, improved traffic signals and signage in many locations all over town, continued sanitary sewer improvements. Over 75% of the improvements ordered by the courts in 2011 are now complete, with total costs under original estimates. I want to close today with a big thank you to our residents. You are extraordinary. Back in November, I asked everyone in Lexington to dig into their pockets and contribute to a month-long food drive for God's Pantry Food Bank. We called it Lexington's Big Give. And wow, what a response. You donated 105,000 pounds of food during 1 month. God's Pantry was blown away. That was their words. 41% of all the food collected for God's Pantry in 2025 came from the Big Give. 41%. Plus $6,000 in monetary contributions, all to combat food insecurity.
You can find the complete speech on our YouTube page or on the city's website at lexingtonky.gov. We are now joined by Randy with the Pets of the Week.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Lexington Fayette County Adoptable Pets from Lex TV and the Lexington Humane Society. First up, we have Air, a female, Toby and white in color, approximate age 1 year old, mature size is medium, positive cat interaction is yes. Next up, we have Amethyst, adorable white and orange in color, female, approximate age 7 months old, mature size is medium, positive cat interaction is yes. Does well with children. And we have adorable Annie, color is black, female, approximately 12 years old, mature size is medium, positive cat interaction yes, and also does well with children. And take a look at Archibald, adorable male, brown, tabby and white, age 6 years old, mature size is medium, positive cat interaction yes, and also does well with children. And last we have Baby, blue in color, female, approximate age 10 years old, a domestic short hair mix, mature size is medium, positive cat interaction yes, and also does well with children. And that's been a look at your adorable adoptable pets from the Lexington Humane Society and Lex TV. For more information, make sure to visit lexingtonhumanesociety.org. And remember folks, we adopt, we don't shop.
Thanks, Randy. And now here's Tanner Triplett with this weekend's events.
Hey there, I'm Tanner in Security. Here's some upcoming events coming up this weekend, February 7th. It's Story Walk time, Saturday, February 7th at McConnell Springs Park. Story Walk is a very fun way for children and adults to experience reading. Laminated pages of a children's book will be posted all around the trail for all to enjoy at their own pace. This is a self-guided event. There's no registration necessary. When possible, stories are offered in English and Spanish to better serve the community. Are you curious about backpacking? Join the outdoor programs for a moderate hike around Heisel Farm Park Saturday, February 7th at 11 a.m. We will provide backpacks of various sizes for you to try out during the hike. They can be packed full or left empty to simply get the feel for each pack. We will talk about packs and the differences before going on and around a mile-long hike around the park. Birdwalking Count Sunday, February 8th at 2 p.m. at McConnell Springs Park. Learn the basics of birdwatching and participate in the Global Citizen Science event, the Great Backyard Bird Count. Park staff will lead the walk, help identify birds, and report our sightings to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. Registration is required. I'm Tanner, and that's just some of the things that we have going on this weekend in Lexington and Fayette County. You may need to pre-register for some of these events. For more events and more information, be sure to visit lexingtonky.gov and click the calendar tab at the top. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Tanner also has a rundown of this week's meeting coverage.
Hi there, I'm Tanner in Security. Here's our current live meeting schedule this week, February 2nd, 2026 for Lex TV. Remember, you can watch all our live coverage on Lex TV, channel 185, and always online at lexingtonky.gov. First up, on Tuesday morning at 9:30, February 3rd, watch the Public Art Commission. And then watch the Environmental Quality and Public Works Committee meeting at 1. And later at 3 p.m., watch the Council Work Session meeting. On Thursday in the morning at 8:30, February 5th, watch the Planning Commission Subdivision Subcommittee meeting. And later that afternoon at 1:30, watch the Planning Commission Zoning Subcommittee meeting. That's our current live meeting schedule for Lex TV for the week of February 2026. Watch all of our live meeting coverage on Lex TV, channel 185, or always online at lexingtonky.gov, and click the Lex TV tab at the top. I'm Tanner, and we'll see you next time.
That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on X at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.